Hi fellow artist! Do you also feel like your portfolio feels so constantly outdated, but it's also really scary to sit down and somehow conjure your best work right off the bat that represents who you are at your core as an artist? And giving our portfolio the work and makeover that it needs requires so much time and heartfeltness and effort and consistency that we just end up not touching it for years. But maybe it's time to put ourselves in the scary position of trying again.
I can't really speak for others. I feel like that would be too much of a hot take. But for me at least, I have grown very comfortable with this unsure state of the industry. Seeing there be one VizDev job opening on LinkedIn and 500 people, thousands of people commenting and applying and stuff, it seemed like this state of hopelessness of ever landing a job has been so consistent, and for a long time it gave me the perfect excuse to just not be trying anymore. But seeing people working again, seeing new inspiring projects being made and actually released again, it's beginning to make it really hard to believe that there's really no hope for young, new, upcoming VizDev artists or artists in general like us. If I look at it, I have no excuse anymore. We're getting to a point, maybe we already have gotten to a point where I can't blame the existence of AI or the burst of the streaming bubble or all these scary events that we had in our industry for me not having a job, for me not having a more stable career anymore. And I don't want this to sound harsh. This is obviously still a really scary time, and if anyone is still heartbroken about jobs that they lost or heartbroken about the way their career has been going so far, that is absolutely valid to feel that way. I don't want to invalidate that at all. I'm just noticing for me it's become kind of a crutch to not need to try anymore. And if I'm truly honest, the way the industry is looking right now, it's kind of slowly picking back up again. I think the real reason why I haven't really gotten that many opportunities or work recently again is not the state of the industry, but just the fact that I haven't been trying. I haven't been actively networking or applying to jobs, and I haven't updated my portfolio in forever because I felt hopeless, maybe because I felt a little bit bitter, I didn't believe in my abilities, or maybe just sometimes was just stuck in a state of horror and terror. But especially after these beautiful, gentle summer days at Annecy and at the Munich Film Festival that I mentioned, where I got to draw and meet industry people in my tiny little hometown that were actively working and doing things and have already pulled themselves out of this hole again, that have already overcome this hurdle. Like, hope has returned for me, I think. And with it, an eagerness to give this dream that I kind of thought I had to give up on another really fair chance and trial. And that is exciting, but it's also so scary because so much pain lies in this industry and these broken dreams and these like unmet expectations and all the disappointments that I think we all went through or are still going through. But at the moment, I feel mostly hope, and I am determined to ride this wave and give my portfolio a long overdue big makeover. These next couple months will be dedicated to 4 months of portfolio glow up work every day, 3 to 4 hours, taking breaks on the weekend, but doing it at a consistent level so that hopefully by the time Lightbox comes around in 4 months, I will have a portfolio that feels more like me, that is rooted in joy rather than fear, and that I am truly proud to show. So I know it's easy to say this and very hard to actually pull it off, and I know this hopeful, motivated state that I have is also fleeting, but I have reached out to a ton of recruiters and emailed them on and announced this portfolio update. I told them, hey, So in 4 months roughly, I will send a new updated portfolio work with updated visitive pieces, new projects. I even announced a character design section, which it's a whole new portfolio in itself, and something I wanted to do in so long, but also I'm aware of what a big of a monster this is, how much work and effort that will take. So I have a huge amount of respect and fear of that part, because I haven't proved to myself that I can do hard things like this in a while. I've been very comfortable just drawing my fairies, drawing my comfort drawings, and I think that part was very healing and very important and brought me back to why I love drawing so much. And I can already see that I can pour those lessons into my portfolio, but also now doing difficult viz devy industry work is a whole other way of creating, and I just haven't proven to myself that I can actually pull this off, and that is scary. There is a big amount of fear, and as for now, that fear has been a big motivator actually. Fear of disappointing myself, fear of just ghosting these recruiters that I messaged. Fear of being someone that always says they're gonna do something but then doesn't actually pull it off. So maybe you've also been feeling kind of drawn to do that, feeling ready to give this a new fair trial and stuff. I hope you can maybe join me on this journey together and this big endeavor, and we can somewhat hold each other accountable maybe. It would be lovely if over the next couple months we could slowly get ourselves back on our professional feet, and at the end of it have a portfolio that really feels good and like us. So let's have a look at what we're actually working with right now, what we have at the moment. So I think it's important to note right off the bat that I'm not unhappy with my portfolio. I don't hate it. I've already done a big update a couple of years back, and I am at a point still I'm kind of like, yeah, this is still very okay, very fine. I don't cringe showing this, but it's also been in a state that's very okay for a while. So I like the way that it's kind of starting with just illustration new work, rather than it says visual development and here comes an illustration and stuff. I put this in just to have some new work in it, and then just kind of stayed there. So this doesn't really even qualify as visitive, even though I love these still. And then everything from here on out has been kind of just unchanged. I'm still happy with these, but it's just unchanged. And especially this project, I can really tell I'm trying very hard to be an artist that maybe I'm not actually. I'm not. I don't know if you're aware of the Celine Kim portfolio, a very famous, beautiful visitive portfolio where she did these Phantom of the Opera paintings. Oh, it's beautiful, and I tried to be like that. I thought that's what a visitive artist needs to be, very painterly, and not very line-based, whereas lines is really what I'm drawn to. And yeah, this entire portfolio kind of just feels like these are still aspects that I like, but it feels like a student portfolio rather than a professional portfolio, which granted, I haven't worked on that many projects, and those projects that I did work on, the professional work that I did do, often never got released, so I'm not even allowed to post that. So it makes sense that this is still very much student work, because I did this when I was still a student, most of this, so just straight out of school. But still, I saw a portfolio of someone the other day, some production work, some production props, and it's just not on the level. If you look at my portfolio, it doesn't scream professional production work yet. It still looks like, oh, this is a student. To me, it's a student who's trying really hard maybe, but who's trying. That is a feeling that I would like to get rid of. And then at this point, this is actually some professional work that I did for that game company where I got to work in games for a little while under my internship, and I'm also still happy with these, but this is where it gets kind of long, it just every time I show my portfolio, it just keeps on going. And even when I'm trying to like present it, I run out of things to say here. Well, yeah, it's difficult. I don't really know what projects to kick out yet, because there are a lot of things that are all like equal quality. Like there's very little of them where I'm like, oh, I really hate this. This one seems quite old to me now. Like these, I don't really feel strong about this project. I like these explorations so much, but it's old now. I did this in 2020, 2021 or something. It just doesn't feel like me anymore. It doesn't. I can see the fear in this one too, in the style of rendering. I can see how I'm trying to be someone that I might not actually be. And I can just see myself trying so hard rather than it just flowing out, if that makes sense. Yeah, and I end on my film stuff. Yeah, so this is kind of what I have. So I don't hate it. It's just really, really mediocre and kind of old, and it just doesn't feel like me anymore. So I don't have a very rigid plan on how to go about updating this, and I think that is a good thing. If I had like specific projects in mind, a list of things I need to add, oh, this needs more props, this needs more this needs more that, I would already be so goal focused again rather than just process focused. And I really, really want to stick to the love for the process in this portfolio. I wanted to really emulate this all. This person enjoyed drawing these lines of this prop rather than, oh, she clearly added a prop because this project still needs a prop. You know, like it's a different energy of creating, and I'm trying to really carefully create that feeling that comes up when I'm just drawing for fun. I'm trying to transfer that into my professional work now for the first time, and it's I think a really important step I need to take if I want to do this job and enjoy this job. I'm trying to warm up this place in my brain that once wanted to create worlds and wanted to build new places and didn't feel obligated or like they should do that. So my goal this week is to prove to myself that I can consistently enjoy this process enough so that I can actually stick with it for the next couple months and kind of get in a constant flow of creating that just flows naturally. And then whatever flows out, whatever I felt naturally called to do, I can at the end have a look at it with a neutral eye and pick and choose what to add for my portfolio. And I think that very soft, very gentle, very malleable goal and mindset sets me up for a portfolio that feels more playful and more like the art that I want to do. That is kind of the idea. I don't know if that makes sense. Where I will be rigid is my 4 hours a day. Just 4 hours of playtime every day. That is my system. That's what I'm going to stick to. And in that playtime, if all I feel like doing is warming up, doing warm-ups, because that's all I can do that day, then that is okay as long as I keep moving. I trust that the right things, the right projects, the right visive work will flow out. Every day I start the day with 30 minutes to an hour of warm-up drawings just to get back in the flow of creating. Sometimes that's not even visive related at all. I've been doing hand studies, sometimes watercolors, sometimes faces, but sometimes even like more vis-a-vis warm-ups, which like props and houses that look really bouncy and wonky. Like that's a way of warming up that I haven't really done yet, like more in the vis-a-vis direction. So there's a lot of growth, a lot of learning happening. It feels really good. So I start with an hour of creating, and then I create a vis-a-vis piece, whatever that might look like. Yeah, let's just see how it goes. This is the first week of hopefully discovering my love again for vis-a-vis and linking the painting for enjoyment side and the professional side for the first time, and seeing if that link is strong enough to carry me through these next couple of weeks. So yeah, welcome to the first week of Portfolio Glow Up. Thanks for joining me, and yeah,
let's see how it goes. I'm doing some more easy website stuff, getting more used to editing my website, getting used to the program again because I haven't used this in so long, and also have procrastinated to actually have to start drawing, getting to the scary part, the creative part, the part where I might disappoint myself. So I am working on my personal art color studies life drawing section right now. I'm not really sure if this one is needed, but I'm very happy with my personal work. My studies, especially my life drawings, have been a comfort zone for me, something that I'm very proud of. So I am putting that on my website, kind of tucked away to the side. So if people want to look at it, they can, if they actually click on the tab, but it's kind of to the side. So that's what I'm doing right now. I'm just making a little bit more of an easier gallery than what I have so far. The layout, I think, needs a little bit more work. So I'm gonna see if I can have this look a little bit less busy, less overwhelming, making kind of a gallery like this, more like one section of like these are all my color studies, and then there's another section for like my life drawing. That's kind of what I'm playing around with now. Designing websites, making websites look okay, something I absolutely am not comfortable with, and it's a learning process. But I need to take some time and actually feel things out as I go. I found myself inching my way towards actually getting started within the next couple days. I was really scared that I would just hate what I drew and that I would lose the precious bit of momentum immediately. So when I actually did start, I started gently, easing into this new creative practice with no pressure and as little expectation as possible, and talking every step of the way through with my sister. I thought today maybe I'll take you with on one of those days where I do my 3 to 4 hours of daily portfolio work, just showing you what kind of routine I've been working with, what seemingly has been working. I'm trying to find the balance between productivity and not losing momentum, but also not getting carried away and doing too much in a day, so the next day I feel too burnt out to like sit down and do anything. So yeah, today is gonna be another one of those days. It's a little bit of a different day today because I have a more clear objective today. The last couple of days it was important for me to keep my goals very malleable, to really follow where inspiration leads me, and it led me to doing kind of fantasy layout explorations of a fantastical world. That's kind of where I went naturally, and that's what I would feel like doing today. But there is a job application deadline coming up in 5 days that caught my eye, and I know someone who works on that project and met that friend yesterday, and he was kind enough to kind of guide me through what my portfolio still needed. The tip that really helped him was to kind of shape and form your portfolio a little bit, cater towards the job you're applying to. Obviously that doesn't mean that you can or should do an entire portfolio for every job application. That would be impossible. But just kind of shifting a project that fits the studio the most more to the top, and maybe even adding a few more things. And what my portfolio is missing for this project is production-y, solid prop turnaround. So not the kind of thing that would naturally spark a lot of joy and inspiration for me. That's not what I would choose to work on today, or maybe even most days. But I am a new artist. I am in a new chapter
from when I tried doing prop designs last time. And who knows, maybe I can find some joy in my prop design today. But you can tell I'm being very careful with like how high of a goal I set to myself, because I know if it's a little too high and motivation drops, I don't like what I'm doing, then it's so easy to feel like a failure and give up completely. And that is, in this first couple of weeks of portfolio work, I think a very important thing to keep in mind. It's a slippery slope because this is so new and expectations can be so high. It's so easy to just disappoint myself and lose momentum completely and give up on the entire idea. So again, today I'm trying to not fall into that trap. I'm trying to give myself a tiny goal and do that tiny goal well. And I know if I just keep doing this consistently, then in a couple of months my portfolio will be at a point where I'm so proud and I will be so warmed up and visibility. It's not about creating the perfect piece now, it's more of a marathon. It's about being able to do it consistently, build up real, consistent confidence. So yeah, the prop is going to be what I'm focusing on today. I'm going to start up with some warm-ups again, and I've also got a little bit of work to do on the side. I also need to go shopping, so I'm forced to do some little breaks here and there, which is always good. And yeah, we'll just see how far I get in these 4 hours today. I think I'm pretty much warmed up. Now I'm looking at things that I can design as props. I want to prove that I can draw solid and correct, but I also want to have fun while doing it. And both of these things kind of cancel each other out. I know there is a way to do prop design that is solid, that has perspective and can actually build in CG and have fun. But I've never actually found that middle ground, so this is a huge step for me, a huge gap to bridge. I'm gonna keep warming up with just like some rough, playful lantern sketches maybe, and then I'll choose one and make that one solid. Yeah, okay. My meeting went okay. Now I'm back trying to render the candle just now. It's really looking very okay considering that I worked on this all day. But that's okay. If I want to do this consistently for the next couple months, there will be ups and downs obviously, so maybe that's okay. On a brighter note, it's raining right now. It just hasn't rained this consistently. It's not raining a lot, but it is raining. And that hasn't happened really in so long here. So I'm glad. I finished today's Vista piece, and luckily in the last 50 minutes I started feeling more content, more happy with what I did. I'm actually really proud of my little lamp today. Even though it's just a lamp, I managed to finish it. I feel like it's solid enough at least. And I feel like it's my first really valuable new add-on to my portfolio, and that feels really good. I am forced to stop now. It's good that I'm stopping. I spontaneously decided to join my grandpa for a symphony tonight that he's gonna go to, a little classical concert. So I'm showered, I haven't prepared anything, so I'm just gonna do that really quick and call it a night. Get ready, and yeah, I'm excited to keep going tomorrow. But yeah, we'll see. Bye bye.